Alright folks, now it's time to get some basic animation in place. So, we're going to create a timeline and I'm going to refer to it as TL, alright? That's short for timeline, and I'm going to say it equals whatever we get from the gsap.timeline method, alright? We've told you before that gsap.timeline creates a timeline for us. Now to add tweens to this timeline, I'm going to do tl.from, and the first thing I want to do is just fade in the entire div that contains all these elements and has that kind of wavy background image in it. So that's going to be my demo element, and we're just going to do an opacity of 0. So let me just run, and we should see that this thing fades in, all right, fairly quickly because it has the default duration of 0.5. Once that background has faded in, what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain on another from tween, and we're going to animate in that heading 1. It's going to come in from the right, so I'm going to do an X of, we'll say 80. And for the heading 2 that follows it, we're going to do a from tween again on the heading 2, and this time we're going to do an X of minus 80. Let's just do a little bit of a run here. And I want to get these in fast before I get all the timing done. And you're going to notice something a little bit bad, and that's that we actually see those things before they start coming in. So the trick here is that we're going to also fade them in with opacity of 0 for both of those targets. All right, now this should look a little bit better, and what you're going to want to see. Fade in, and slide, okay? Pretty cool. The next thing we're going to do is take this paragraph tag down here at the bottom, and we're going to bring it up from the bottom, and we're going to do the same thing with the button. So just bear with me as I create 2 more tweens. I'll do a from on the paragraph, and we're going to do now a Y of, I don't know, we'll say 30, and also we'll have to do opacity 0. Next, we're going to do the button, and we'll do a dot from on that. And again, it's just a button element. And I'll do Y of 30 and opacity of 0. So we're just going to run this real quick, and you're just going to see everything happen again, one after the other. And the timing's a little bit on the bland side, but we're going to tweak all of that in the next video. For now, I just want to get the core animations in. And the last thing we need to do is stagger in all of these different elements here. All right, so again, another from tween. And here the target is going to be items. We'll do the greater than and then G. And what that's going to do is get every group whose parent is that div with an ID of items. And the animation we're going to do here, let's just do a scale, of 0, and we'll do a stagger of 0.1, and let's also make sure that we put some opacity in there. All right, we'll do these sort of in order, although there really is no order, but I like the stagger to be sort of the last thing. And let's just run this, and we're going to notice something just a little bit strange. Creative process, blah, blah, blah. If you pay attention to these staggers here, you're going to notice, I'm going to actually slow it down, let's make it 1 second, that they're going to be scaling from their top left-hand corner, all right? And that brings us to something pretty cool, all right? You'll see they're coming in sort of from this weird position, and I want them to scale from the center. So with these SVG groups, their transform origin defaults to their top left corner. So what I'm going to do is say that their transform origin is going to be this string. We're going to say 50% horizontally and 50% vertically is going to be the actual center or the transform origin. So the next time we watch this animation, you're going to notice that they do in fact scale in from the center, and it looks a lot better. But again, horrifically slow and horrible. So let's just make that stagger value 0.1. So let me run this one more time. You'll see everything comes in nice and dreamy, and these staggers look a lot better when there's less time in between them. Awesome.